Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Good morning. Welcome to the Sunday Rise. It's the Sideline Junkies Podcast Network. It's a two-man show. We got a video coming in from Jack because he made some picks and he sent us the picks from his assignment this weekend. I'm called the Midnight Rider. He's called the Big Guy KG. The Big Guy KG will play lead on this. I'm just going to be the sidekick. We're going to talk about the playoffs, WNBA finals, MLB division round. We're going to talk football. We give you the recap of the 3-pack from Thursday night. And then on Sunday morning, we make our nickel. We do our 5 picks. I think I got everything. But if I don't, that's why I got the big guy. So big guy, take it over, baby.
I ain't got no camera. Dude, can you see me? Because I can't see me.
I can't see you. I just see darkness.
Darkness,
Darkness, Charlie Murphy.
I got no camera. Okay. I don't know what's going on with my cam this morning. All right. No worries. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Sunday Rise.
Rise.
We got some things to cover, as the Midnight Rider said. So let's jump off into it. We got a special guest picker coming up later on. I can't reveal who it is because this guy is hard to come by. Very, very hard to come by.
Okay.
So, he's one of those ones. So let me just take 3 minutes, real minute. Just let I got something on my heart. Not even on my chest, I got something on my heart.
The same beef.
No, it's not beef. It's just something on my heart. And I feel it needs to be said. For those that have been tooling around on social media and you remember Kyron Lacey, young gentleman that was coming out of LSU, supposed to be a second round pick back in December of 24. An accident happened, and after that accident, he was arrested on negligent vehicular homicide, and he was supposed to be going in front of a grand jury 2 days before he went in front of the grand jury to testify. He killed himself. He had a dispute with a family member. They say he took off in his car and police were following behind him, and he wound up crashing his car. And when the police got to him, he had shot himself. The amount of pain just with that the family felt is unimaginable. But now the amount of pain that they feel now that the truth has come out, that they were going to charge this young kid with negligent homicide in a vehicle because they said he caused an accident, ran from the scene, did not call emergency personnel. The video came out over the weekend of the accident. When the accident happened, he was nowhere near. When the accident occurred, he was 76.2 yards behind the accident. He pulled up on the accident, went around it, and kept going. He had no involvement in the accident, but they were getting ready to charge this kid with homicide because a gentleman died, 78-year-old Marine veteran, died in the accident that he did not cause. The amount of bullying and hate speech and hate that this young man got over something that he wasn't even involved in was astronomical. It was to the point that he spiraled out of control and took his own life because he lost his invitation to the combine from the NFL. Because once you get arrested for anything, you lose your invitation. They were talking about him not being drafted. They were talking about everything he worked hard for was about to be taken from him. All because of a lie. And the body cam footage has come out of the police officer coaching a woman what to say and to say this and to say that, and that absolutely hurts. That was a son. The hell with the sports. That was somebody's son. And as a parent, you look at that and you like, you pushed my child that far over something they had nothing to do with. the police department, the prosecutors, the lady that was coaxed by the police to lie, all of them need to be held accountable in this case and in this situation. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. Accountability across the board for this. Kudos to his lawyer, who has continued to fight to prove his innocence, and now it's been proven. Is it going to bring him back? No. Is it going to bring his family closure? Maybe a little bit, but not a lot. And I'll say this. There are also reports that it was valuable things missing out of his car that have never been recovered. So not only did you lie and drive him to suicide, but you also robbed him too. You robbed him of his career, and then you also robbed him of his possessions. Everybody involved in this, I'm not going to call it a conspiracy, it's a travesty, needs to be held accountable. That's my 3 minutes, man. It hurts right now, and it really hurts. It's been on my chest, on my heart, since I saw the video. Midnight Rider.
Yeah. I don't know how you follow that. There's no great way to transition, but as I was listening to you, I mean, I could just feel not just your hurt, but I was, emotionally involved just listening because you start putting the things together, and it's just sad that this kid is gone now, and we've ended up at this place all because of what. And yes, the family will recoup some kind of financial stuff from this because there definitely will be a lawsuit of some sort, but still it just doesn't replace the person. It doesn't replace the being. And they say, suicide affects those around you longer and more than the act of taking your life. And that's all I can think of right now. And I may not have said that right, but you know what I mean. And the thought process behind what I'm saying. So that's all I have to add to it. That's just crazy.
Absolutely. And I'm just, I had to get that off. I had to put that out there because it's not fair and it's not right. So let's move on. Anthony checking in. What's happening, Anthony? We were talking about Kyron Lacey and him being proven innocent with the video that just came out this weekend, and how everybody that's involved should be held accountable because he had nothing to do with the accident. So let's move on over to the WNBA playoffs and pick this thing up. Coach Jackson checking in, starting my week off right with the Sunday Rise.
What's up, Coach? He's a busy man Friday.
We had to talk about Friday in a little bit because I want to hear the stories of that. Let's get through the WNBA playoff, and I need you guys to tell me about Friday. Phoenix Mercury, Las Vegas Aces. Game 1 of the finals is Friday night. Game 2 is Wednesday at 8. Aces win game 1, 89-86, hotly contested. For the Aces in the W, Asia Wilson gave you 21 and 10, doing MVP things, 21 points, 10 rebounds, 5 assists. Jackie Young gave you 10 off the bench. Dana Evans gave you 21, and Jewel Lloyd gave you 18. For the Mercury, Sabali gave you 19. Alyssa Thomas gave you a double-double, 15 and 10, almost had a triple-double. She had 9 assists too. 11 points from Monique Akoa Makani, and 20 points from Kalia Cooper. And Dewana Bonner gave you 10. Midnight Rider, did you happen to catch the replay of this game? Because, I mean, we talking about Friday night. You were under the lights and protecting the 300 in the stands. So did you catch anything on this game?
Yeah, I did. I actually caught the end of this ball game because I tend to leave Laurel a little early just so I can get back on this side at a decent hour. Um, so I left like the third quarter, I think, and the way this played out, this ball game, uh, you see Thomas with 9 assists and the 10 boards. I think she's the star or the person that has helped to keep um, the Mercury in the playoffs. This team has found a way to battle back at the end of ball games, and I'm starting to believe that if you don't have a big lead on them, they're always in the ball game, and that was proven again the other night. They were down, I think, 6 coming down the stretch, hit a three, make it a 3-point ball game, and then the Aces were able to close it out. But this team rallies like it's nobody's business. Um, they come back, they fight, they make it very interesting. I think they're going to be in every one of these ball games, and I think the Aces better make sure they close out down the stretch. Their closing out is on point because the Mercury seemed like a team that liked the steal ball games at the end and towards the end. So we're going to have a great 7-game series. I don't know if it goes all 7. We might get 4 or 5 games, and all 4 or 5 are going to be hotly contested. But yeah, it's going to be interesting, man.
Yeah, I agree with that. And if you would have told me on your bingo card you had the Mercury facing the Aces in the finals, I'd have told you, man, your bingo card whack. Because I did not have this. Did not. Not gonna lie.
I don't know if you heard me, but I said they've been one of those teams that if it's coming down the stretch, no lead is safe.
Yeah, I heard that part. I caught that part. And I'm looking at the quarter by quarter. Only problem that the Mercury had in this game, they faded in the fourth quarter.
Mm-hmm.
First quarter, 21-21. Second quarter, 29-24 Phoenix. Third quarter, 22-21 Vegas Aces. Fourth quarter, 22-15. If they didn't fade in the fourth quarter, if they could have put up the same thing they did, I got a philosophy. And I know we got coaches here, but I always have a basketball philosophy that, and it's old school. Every quarter, I try to score 25 points or more. Because I'm like, if we score 100, I can hold you to at least 80 if I play great defense. That's the philosophy. Does it always work? Hell no. But that's the philosophy. And it looks like that's the philosophy that the Phoenix Mercury were kind of sort of using. It's just like they didn't have enough gas in the tank. They went with a short bench too. They only went 8. And a lot of great coaches do that. They go short bench when you come to playoff time, especially in the finals. But I don't know. Game 2 may be totally different. It may be like, all right, I figured you out. Let's get it.
So game 3 and game 2 is tonight?
No, game 2 is Wednesday at 8.
I got Sunday, October 5th.
Oh, I'm sorry. That's you right. I'm looking at game 3. Why didn't I have game 2 up here? Today at 3 o'clock.
I think if you're on the same thing on the ESPN app, I know what you did. So you're looking at Fridays as today's score, and you thought the next game is what you call it. Well, they already had you queued up for today's game.
Yeah, I got that wrong. Thank you for the correction, Nick. But I definitely got that wrong. If you had to pick, now this is today at 3 o'clock. I don't like this. I don't like this because this right here, I think my honest goodness opinion, this is finals. I think this should be like early prime time, like kind of fitting it in right as the 4 o'clock games in and right before the 8 o'clock game begin. That way you got a little dessert to go with all the football that's on the day. And it's just like, I would love to see it though. I'm trying to watch this game.
I think this is a game this is scheduled here because the fans of the W, it's the best time slot for them. I mean, because ESPN's got so much other stuff going on where you can't really put it at night because you've got the NFL going on You've got them running their highlight shows and all that, those other packages. I think this is the best spot for them to maximize their audience, to be honest with you, despite the NFL going on, because I think if you're a fan of the W, you're going to watch this over the NFL.
I agree with that.
And then possibly, if you're in a certain window, say your team plays at 1, your game's over at 4, you can switch over to the W because you may not care about what the 4:00 game is, So that's another option for you, for another way I see it.
True indeed. A couple of comments real quick.
I see.
Anthony said, KG Midnight Rider, are both of these teams front-runner teams where they start off strong at the beginning of the game, but because of the style of play, it starts to fade with consistency and energy?
I wouldn't say that at all.
I think the Aces are just a well-put-together team.
Yeah, I think these teams, I mean, if you saw the numbers, looks like they were consistent the whole time. There was just a stretch in the fourth where I think the Mercury struggled and got behind, and then they made a comeback. But I wouldn't say either of them are front runners. Go ahead and get the Anthony's out because I know you got a couple.
He asks, does the WNBA have enough teams to have 2 separate conferences have their own playoffs? They did, but they changed the format.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, I was going to say, I just think it's better as one conference for right now until you can start developing the rivalries and the enemies, because then you can, when you get to 27 or 28, when you're at about 16 or 18 teams, whatever the number is, I can't think of what number they get to by that time. Maybe then you separate them out into 9 and 9, or 10 and 10. But I think for right now, with it being a smaller number, I think you should stay with the one conference for right now.
I like that, but it also gives you parity because you still got to win ball games.
Right.
You got to win ball games,
and then it also keeps you from having that one side that isn't as good as the other, and you're like, oh, the East is down. This doesn't give you the ability to say the East is down because it's one big ass conference or one big ass league. So if teams on the East Coast are down, you still have enough teams on the West Coast, making the top of the league solid and good all around. And you don't have the conversation of, well, if they were in this division or they were in this conference, they'd be better off. You kind of take away some of those natural arguments that fans love to have.
And that's something they learned from the NBA, because remember, we had a point where the West wasn't as powerful. The West was powerful at one time, then they fell off. Then the East became powerful, then they fell off. And we had this ebb and flow, but then you had sometimes where they were both powerful. So Coach Jackson said we couldn't get this game at 6. It'd have been good at 6.
True. I just think for the WNBA right now, it's just trying to fit in spots where you can make it work. And I think it's gonna, we're still in not the infancy stages of the league, but we're in the infancy stages of the popularity growing at this rate. So they got to find their footing before we start, yes, it could be at 6, but I think it's maybe a year or two away from 6. That's how I see it.
And Coach Jackson said, but a B-Dubs or a Green Turtle ain't showing love like to that. They not.
True.
They not. You got to ask for the remote to turn that on. Oh, shoot. Uh-oh. Hit the wrong button. Guess who's back stateside? The one and only Matty Ice. Welcome home, Matty.
What's going on, Matt?
And for those that don't know, NHL hockey preview is going to be Monday at 5, if I'm not mistaken. I think that's what he did it. He got it at 5.
Yeah, I think they're doing their regular show at 5, and it's going to be heavily hockey populated.
So got to tune in for that, because you want to know what's going to go on. And Matty, I'm already tell you, what my question is. Can the Caps win another Stanley Cup? That's all I need to know. It don't look like it, but I just want to be able to sit there like a kid on Christmas. That's what I want to be able to do. but if it's possible. Anthony said KG at the height of the popularity in the late 90s, early 2000s for the WNBA did even back then the game struggle for viewers and ratings. That's why you don't see primetime W games. They didn't struggle for ratings in the late 90s. They didn't start struggling for ratings until whenever the NBA switched from NBC to ABC. That's when they started struggling for ratings because the way the season was set up, there was nothing else on TV during the WNBA season. No college football, no basketball, no college basketball. It was nothing on TV. So you could watch a WNBA game on Saturday. You could sit there on Saturday, watch a WNBA game. You could catch a doubleheader and not be swayed by anything else because you could sit there and watch it. When they moved to ABC, they changed everything, tried to play it with the NBA format on on Sunday afternoons, and then the season got changed around. That's what killed the ratings. That's what killed the ratings. You moved everything around, then it wasn't accessible anymore. We talked about it last night on the Saturday Night WrestleManiacs. Accessibility. And if you have not listened or watched the Saturday Night WrestleManiacs, please go back and watch that because two things happened. The People's Choice Don Rodriguez and myself gave AEW some ideas to usurp the power that WWE has right now and use their own greed against them to move up. And also, we found Sam Hart last night, Midnight Rider.
Yes, sir. Oh, Lord.
He popped back in last night right at the end of the show. We was like, man, where the hell you been? Like, you ain't reported to work, no call, no show. Like, what are you doing?
You got to start at the bottom now.
Like, dude. Maddie said, have to tune in tomorrow. Debut on a new PowerPoint too. All right. I'm in there like swimwear. I gotta head to West Virginia tomorrow, but I'm in there like swimwear. Let's do it.
I need to know the budget he got, man. I need that for the gridiron. I need that budget.
And KG, but do you really trust Tony how incompetent he is to do what you requested? I watched that show because he cares more about being friends with his employees. No, I don't trust him to do it. I trust the people around him to do it. That's what I do. I trust the people around him. Midnight Rider.
Yes, sir.
We're talking Friday. Talk to me about.
I can't do too much talking about Friday because I want to save some of my information because I want to ask Coach some questions. I want to have a conversation. But this is what I will say. There's definitely some energy in the stands. Me and the boss man met up. He came down to my section, which is right around the 40-yard line, 45. We sat in like the second row. Lil B was out, the wife. Everybody was out. And the funny thing is, we just sat there and we was having a good time. And I guess from the week prior, there were some young ladies that took a liking to BJ's wife. And they came down and sat with us. And that's when the night became very vocal. Those three young ladies were just loud. They were cheering. I wasn't mad at them cheering. I just wish I don't know if I told Coach Powell this. I forgot who I was talking to, but I was like, they need just to have a football 101. Because the young ladies had the energy, but they were just very misguided and just yelling a little bit of anything. And I was just like, and I'm sitting there because you know me, it's grinding my gears not to say nothing. But I'm sitting there. But no, the young ladies were awesome. They were enthusiastic. Some of the enthusiasm was in the wrong direction in terms of just not knowing the game. But if you can put that energy and put it in the right way, and then you get a couple other people, I think the home field advantage could be very daunting. It's already daunting with the lights. But yeah.
Coach Jackson said, damn, you got reserved seats? Hey, when you a celebrity that I don't know if you knew, Coach Jackson, Midnight Rider does, what was it? It was Kmart, GC Murphy.
Oh, we gonna go back to that bit?
He was signing.
Foreman Mills.
And Foreman Mills. That's what it was. Mills. He was out there signing autographs. When you do that, you get reserved seats, baby.
Foreman Mills. We not doing it again. We not.
If he lets me, be his agent, I swear, 6 Foreman Mills in a week. They never got to go to work again. 6 Foreman Mills in a week, and he gonna have all the free dad pants and cookout shorts that he need.
I major in black socks though. I do need black socks.
Hey, shoot, get your pair of sandals. That way we know you're gonna be on the grill.
I'm cutting back on my grilling, man.
You know you ain't supposed to do that.
I know I ain't, but I just ain't been feeling it lately, man.
I get you. Now we got some MLB playoffs. The ALDS has started. Wild cards are over, so we got ALDS. It's kind of funny having 3 rounds of the MLB playoffs. It's funny. It's like, what the hell? But
I think it's different because we're probably, I think, in the expanded wild card, we're 3 years into that, and maybe we're 5 years into the wild card format. I will say it's one of the few things that my favorite commissioner, because you know how much I love the baseball commissioner. He's my best friend. It's one of the few things he's got right. One of the few things he got right.
One of the few things.
Yeah.
Right now, you got the Cubs and Brewers, and on in one bracket, in the NLDS, Brewers are up 1-0, 1-0. On the other side of the NLDS, you got the Dodgers and the Phillies, and the Dodgers are up 1-0. In the ALDS, you got
Stop right there, because I want to talk about these in sections. I don't want to do all 4. I have to do it all 4.
Okay.
So Dodgers Phillies was everything we thought it was going to be. Phillies got out early 3-0. Dodgers make the comeback. I keep telling people all the time, if you watch this show every October 2nd and after, there's one person on the Dodgers team. If you're betting, you want to bet either a hit or a home run. It's one man, and that is Kiki Hernandez. Kiki Hernandez always comes through this time of year. I don't know what it is. The Dodgers probably just leave him on the roster. He can hit 185 because they know when October comes, Kiki Hernandez is going to do his thing. And I think he had a big hit last night that actually brought in the game-winning RBI, if I remember correctly. But you can never go wrong with Kiki Hernandez in October, baby. The Brewers, they did what I thought they were going to do. They're one of the best hitting teams in baseball. I think the reason they can, because a lot of the wild card teams end up advancing into the championship round because they have the momentum. But I think the Brewers are one of those teams because they hit the baseball everywhere and they don't worry about the home run as much as everybody else. And their lineup is balanced. I think they're going to be trouble. And plus their pitching staff is tough. So I see the Brewers just continuing this. I got the Brewers, I think, in my World Series, if I remember our picks correctly. Anything you want to add?
I know. I think it was Ryan Howard was talking about the Phillies, and he was telling them to kick ass. He's a commentator for MLB Network, or was it ESPN?
I don't know which one he's on, but
he showed so much bias, and people was like, "You can't do that." I love it.
Well,
I love it.
Jimmy's the same way.
No, it might have been Jimmy. It might have been Jimmy Rollins.
Either one. They're both on TV now. So, and they both talk this. It's the same for both. So you can. I mean, the only thing's different is one's 6'5", and the other one's 6'1" probably. I don't think Jimmy's that tall.
And Anthony asked the question, what happened with the Phillies? They blew that lead against the Dodgers.
The Dodgers lineup happened. I mean, it's one of those things that you got to play all 9 against this Dodgers team. And I keep telling you, I don't know if Anthony heard that, but Kiki Hernandez, baby, you just gotta watch him. He's going to be he's a key to this whole thing because Freeman's going to do what Freeman does. Mookie Betts is going to play well. Everybody else is going to do their thing. He's always that one thing that you don't expect. I don't know why people don't expect it now, because he's done this now each of the last 3 or 4 seasons in LA. And it seems like he can only do it in LA. So
Coach Jackson said, come slide through and give a review of our concession stand. Coaches, Friday nights are rough for me. But if I get a chance before the end of the season, I sure enough will. Y'all gonna be like, where you at? Oh, I'm at the concession stand. I'm trying everything off the menu. Come out there with a whole tray like this, doing food reviews in the stand when I'm supposed to be watching football.
Dog, I'm telling you, the food, I keep telling you, the food selection is on point. You can come away with nachos. You can get chili fries, cheese fries, chili and cheese fries, chili cheese dog. I think they had wings the other night. So there's plenty of food. The ladies, those are the nicest ladies in the world. I gotta mess with them. I forgot to go get my soda this week, but it's all good. I don't know when the next game is, but I'll probably be 40-yard line like always.
This guy. Anthony said midnight. I like the Brewers, but I don't think they have enough to beat the Dodgers or the Phillies in the NLCS. Because I have a sinking feeling that the Brewers are just a regular season team, and they're gonna get possibly eliminated in the first round.
I don't trust your sinking feeling, man. I just, when the team hits the baseball anywhere, it's the one thing they don't teach you to do anymore. And I say it that way. This is the Brewers are an 80s, 90s baseball team where they do the little things in baseball. And when you do the little things, that can overcome the power and the massive amount of talent that the Dodgers have, or the Phillies. So I like the Brewers. And you can't. That's one perch, and Anthony, you're not gonna be able to talk me off. I'm gonna be this one blue till I'm blue in the face. There's certain things I believe in baseball, and that's one of them. I believe in the fast outfield, and I believe in butting the guy over. That's just, hey, I was taught that. That's what Ben Conti Sr. always believed in. So, hey, I believe in what my dad believed in.
That's crazy, because it's like, and I don't mean crazy in a bad way. I mean, like, that's crazy because I get where you're coming from. I get where you're living at with that, because that's how you were taught the game.
Yeah.
And it sticks with you.
Yeah.
And like, you look at the game any other way, but you're like, yeah, that ain't right.
Dude, I play that's why I actually like this version of the Nats outfield, because with Cruz in center field, Wood, and if they can play this kid Dylan Lyle and hide him in right field, or however you want, whichever place you feel like you can hide the bad outfielder, or I'd make the kid a DH. But I like my outfield to be fast. I don't like having that big bopper in right. I like a guy that's a mix. A guy like a Julio Rodriguez that has some speed, but also can bop and got some power in his back. But like, one of my guys is Austin Hayes, and Austin Hayes bounced around with the O's. The reason I liked him is because on MLB The Show 2019, he was one of my outfielders on my diamond team. He was great for me. 94 speed, put him there. I forgot who I had in center field, and I think I probably had Griffey in right, and there we go, baby. Because he was my slowest outfielder. I don't like slow center fielders, but that's a whole nother story, man. I could talk this for days.
Hey, and speaking of games, I mean, don't hate that I shot a 21 under and won the tournament, man. That's all I'm gonna say.
I didn't even know what you were showing me, man. I didn't know that was like you scored 21 under in the round. I was like, Jesus Christ, what kind of
that was for the whole
got?
tournament. That was the whole tournament. I only do 2 rounds, but I normally win my tournaments. But I hadn't played PGA in a while, and I picked it up last night to have something to do. I played 2 tournaments, and I was like, when I did that second one, my long putting game saw coming to fruition. I was like, oh yeah, I'm back. I was like, I gotta get the fellas back on here so we can start running some daggone tournaments, so I can start kicking y'all ass again. But now we got to get you on, so I can really get it into it, and then we can stream that. We could get in a party and stream it.
Who do you think you are, Tiger Woo? Tiger Woo.
Anthony said, "But the Dodgers and Phillies can do that in spurts. Also, they're not just power teams. They can hit and move the players from base to base if they want to. They just prefer to hit home runs."
All right, I love this part of it because now we're in the baseball weeds, and we probably gonna lose about 10 people who hate baseball right now because we about to get in the weeds, in the thick of it. When I think of the Phillies lineup, I see Schwarber, Harper, Braum. I don't see a guy. I mean, outside of Trey Turner, I don't see a guy that's going to spray the baseball around. Now, they may have some other guys that I'm not as familiar with that aren't their big names, but Trey Turner is their big name guy that's going to spray the baseball around. When I see the Dodgers, Mookie Betts is their guy that's going to Mookie and Freddie Freeman. And the good thing for the Phillies is that this series isn't being played at Nats Park. If it was being played at Nats Park, Freddie Freeman would hit 700. I don't know what it is, but Freddie Freeman loves Nats Park. But back to what we were talking about, I just see when I think of the Brewers 1 through 9, I see 9 guys that play baseball as one, and it's a unit. It's almost like a symphony. You know what it is? Because somebody put this in my head. It's a drum line. It's one band, one sound. Somebody cue up Flight of the Butterflies. Let's go. Or Flight of the Bumblebee.
Had that.
Flight of the Bumblebee. My bad.
And Anthony said, "I'm going to go old school. You want a guy like Devon White.
I like Devon White, but who was my guy back in the day? I'm trying to think. I used to like Willie McGee and Vince Coleman. That team was a track team. I used to love them. Of course, during my Tribe days, I loved Kenny Lofton. Because you could have Manny Ramirez out there because Kenny Lofton was covering everything most of the way. So I love that. Don't get me started, man. Y'all gonna have me here. You're gonna think this is the summertime show and we just making a list.
Yeah, he said Juan Pierre.
I was about to say, of all people, Anthony could not come out of this thing without saying Juan Pierre because I know he's a Miami guy. So,
and he said we're getting Bryce Harper when he won MVP. He also had the Triple Crown. He led the league in average RBIs, hits, and home runs.
But he hasn't been that version of Bryce Harper since he got the Philly.
Yes,
there's a difference.
Yes,
I think as a national, he was a better hitter, and I think now he's a better power hitter. But he's also battled injuries, so he hasn't really given you, a full season the whole time.
And real quick, you talk about addition by subtraction. I think that's the case with Bryce Harper and the Nets. Once he left,
they
came together and they won it.
I swear to God, I've been saying that the second he left and that team started making their run, I was like, they would have never done this. They would have never made this run with Bryce Harper. I actually believe wholeheartedly, and this might be my wildest hot take, I think if Bryce Harper stayed in Washington, we would never have a World Series.
I tend to agree.
Okay.
Being honest, I tend to agree. And normally we don't agree on addition by subtraction. But
whoa. You don't agree with me. I'm right.
That's what I'm saying. We don't agree with each other.
I know, but I'm just saying, it's because I'm always right. You just don't see it right away.
Moving right along to the ALDS. Yankees and Blue Jays. Toronto leads that series 1-0. Blue Jays won 10-1 yesterday. Then you got the Mariners and the Tigers. And Detroit won 3-2 yesterday. Detroit leads 1-0. What you got on the ALDS?
Man, I think the Tigers, the best thing that happened to the Tigers was the fact that they had to play Cleveland in the wild card, because I think that helped them cast out some of the demons that they had from their struggles towards the end of the last season. I mean, to be honest, I think the Mariners might be in for something that they weren't expecting, because I think Detroit's going to be better this round than they were last round. They got their confidence back. They got their swagger back. We're going to go back to what we said last week. Shrek and Donkey. You know what I'm saying? Confidence is on high. Confidence is on high. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, Detroit might be one of the best places in town, like Duloc. You know what I'm saying? But we ain't gonna go into all that.
Welcome to Duloc. It's the perfect time.
But Blue Jays came out pitching staff, pitching. I think the Toronto advantage is their pitching staff up front, and I think their hitting is good enough that if they can get a lead, I think they should be able to hold the lead. Because they're starting pitching, you know, you get Scherzer and some of these guys in these big moments. I don't know what Scherzer season. I don't remember exactly what his season looked like this year, but it's the playoffs and the Scherzer. I always believe in playoff Scherzer. I'll die on the sword for that. Like he gotta give up 10 runs for me not to believe in Scherzer during the playoffs because he always finds that gear. He always has that gear. I think this was just one where the Blue Jays caught the Yankee pitching, and they got out and they just thumped them. The good thing is the win counts as one. Like I tell people all the time, this ain't soccer. You ain't got to worry about the aggregate. You know what I'm saying? You just got to win the games as they come out. So this counts as one, and we'll see how it plays out. But I think this is going to be one of the more entertaining series. I think this is going to go back and forth. I think this goes 7, to be honest with you. The Mariners scare me now because the people in Seattle may have that sinking feeling because you had the best team ever or the best regular season team ever, and they failed to make the World Series. And then they failed to advance several other times with King Felix and those guys. But I think because the Mariners lost game 1, I think Detroit can plant a seed, or has planted a seed in Seattle fans' minds that like if Detroit comes out, scores early in their next matchup, that building, they're gonna suck the air out of that building. And it's gonna be a lot of sphincters real tight. So I'm gonna say it that way. Yeah. Because they're gonna be worried about, is this happening again? And you hate putting or having that option out there. And with Detroit being up 1-0, that's gonna be out there on people's minds in Seattle. And if you got a chance to get a chance to listen to whatever Seattle radio you can find, I guarantee that's going to be one of the statements and one of the things. I'm sorry. I just looked up my TV. Carson Wentz is Carson Wentz in the hell out of this ball game. I think he's the only quarterback that I think believes that if he gets tackled, it's a successful play.
Well, give me a score update on that. I forgot we had a game at 9:30.
I'm waiting for the Kyron to come back up so I can tell you. Right. It's 17-14. Cleveland is up. Oh, that's right. My boy scored today. Njoku.
Okay. Anthony said my Marlins 2003 World Series lineup had 3 or 4 guys who would hit for average and spread the ball around, and like 2 power hitters. That 2003 Marlins team was put together on some cheap but talented. That's what that was. That was the team that was built to win.
Hold on. If I remember, and he's going to have to correct me on some of these names, because I thought 2003 was Josh Burnett. I mean, Josh. What is Josh's last name? I'm thinking about. I know it's AJ Burnett is one of the pitchers. Dontrell Willis. I thought you had Juan Pierre in center. I thought you had a young Cabrera in the outfield. I can't remember the other outfielder's name. Yeah, that squad was put together right. And that's what I'm saying. But I think the Brewers are similar to that. I think the Brewers have that mixture where they can spread the ball around. They can give you a little bit of everything. So that's why I like the Brewers. Go ahead, KG.
And Maddie says, I was trying to look it up, but of course my fingers wasn't fast enough. It's a must-win for Seattle because they have Scuba going tonight, and Bieber pitches for Toronto. Seattle's is a lot of people's favorites. Seattle is a lot of people's favorites to go to the World Series.
If Bieber's pitching tonight for Toronto, that could be trouble for the Yankees. Y'all could come out of this down 2-0 because Bieber found it. Bieber found his way, and I thought that's probably one of the sneaky best pickups / best trades that happened this season, because I think Cleveland moved him off because then they didn't have to pressure him and rush him or try to find space for him. For Bieber, he got a chance to get somewhere different, not have the expectations of who he was, and just find him again. And sometimes those journeys are the best for a certain for players. And Bieber's that kind of guy. He hadn't pitched in a year, I think, when they moved him. So it was a leap of faith. And sometimes when a team takes a leap of faith on you, you have to respond. You know what I'm saying?
Right. And real quick, Anthony says, for you guys, who's the most loaded baseball team that had it both in the pitching staff and the lineup that never won a World Series? It's got to be one of those 90s Braves teams.
I totally disagree. Because I think the best two teams I've seen that never won a World Series are the 94 Cleveland Indians and the 94 Montreal Expos. And one of the biggest travesties is when baseball took over the Expos, and they basically, Bud Selig allowed, like basically when it came to a trade with the Expos, you know how when you play a video game and you turn off the trade settings?
Mm-hmm.
That's what they did. They turned off the trade settings and just allowed players on that Expos team to be moved at will. Like you want Pedro? Send us a ham sandwich. Oh, you want this guy? Turkey on wheat. Whatever it is. It just seemed like they just were giving, like it was like Oprah. You get a car, you get a car, you get a car. Well, you get an Expo, you get an Expo, you get Larry Walker. And so that's one of the teams I think are one of the biggest travesties ever. And it's part of the reason why I truly dislike Bud Selig. There's two other reasons, but that's one of them.
All right. Anthony said Josh Beckett.
Thank you.
Our ace that year was young Josh Beckett before we traded him to Boston. And when the Marlins had Josh Beckett and D-Train, did you guys hate facing them as national fans? I didn't have to face them. I'm a Yankee fan, so I don't have. I mean,
well, 2003 would have been right before the Nats got here, so that didn't affect us. Actually, D-Train was one of my guys, so because at that time I was still full-time Cleveland Indians, and I tell people all the time the only time I change teams is when. If I always said this, I said if Washington gets a National League team, my fandom for Cleveland will take a hit. Because I've always wanted a National League team in DC. I didn't want an American League team. Again, this goes right back to my core Conti baseball beliefs. You know what I'm saying? I believe in all things National League baseball. Like, it's funny that because my dad, when he plays ball, or when he talks to me about the way he played, I tried to emulate my dad. And I think that's maybe one of my mistakes is I tried to be him instead of trying to be me. And I think my senior year in high school took a little hit because I think if I swung a heavier bat my senior year, because I had just started to like get into push-ups and curls, and I was stronger than I was prior years. I think some of them doubles would have been tanks. So I think that's the only mistake I made was just not swinging a heavier bat. He swung a 28, so I swung a 28. Like literally, I swear to God, if people if you heard him talk about how he played baseball, and you watch me try to play baseball, I tried to be him. I'm sorry, I'm in this lane right now. Y'all got me talking baseball to him.
Look,
so I'm sorry.
I'm not. Look, I wasn't gonna reel you back in because I love hearing about it, man. I wasn't reeling you back in, but
yeah, man, that's like it's so funny because when when I listen to my sister talk baseball, that's when it becomes real. It's like you listen to, like, I hear him in the things that she talks about, and I'm like, that's the beauty of it all to me is when she talks about what she expects or what, certain things. Because one of her players, and I'm gonna get off of this, and I'm gonna let us actually do the show instead of talk about reminisce about my dad the whole time. But my sister, big person was Denard Span. She used to love Denard Span. He played center field. He played a good center field. But if I take a step back, he is the type of player that my dad would love because he hit the baseball to all the spots on the field. You know, if he had to load up and hit a home run, he would, but that wasn't his specialty. And he played a damn good center field. All right, that's it for that. Let's go. Come on.
All right, let's run through these real quick. Andy said for me it was the Seattle Mariners with Griffey, Suzuki, and Buhner. And of course, Coach, we got an NFL segment coming up, and the injury bug is bugging. let me just say that. And Anthony said I read somewhere it shocked me. I thought he would use a lighter bat, but apparently Ted Williams when he was playing was also using a 45-ounce bat.
I mean, I don't know. You that one, I'm gonna let that live in folklore. There's some things that they talk about some of these guys, and I'm like, all right, whatever. But the other thing you got to think about too is, you know, if guys then weren't throwing, everybody wasn't throwing 95 and 100. So you can get around on 87 with a 45-ounce bat. And I mean, also you got to think about it. Some of these guys probably didn't have weight programs. They were probably getting grown man strong, like lifting barrels of hay and stuff like that. So like that's a whole different experience and a whole different strength category. You know, you got guys that are just country strong, and that's a whole different thing than weight room strong.
All right, let's switch gears real quick. College football. Maryland loses to Washington 24-20. I had something to say about this, but I'll let the
No, you go first. You go first.
Okay. Well, Maryland was up in this game. Maryland was up, I believe, 20-17. And
they were up 20-0. Let's keep it
20-0. I'm sorry.
They were 20-0.
Up 20-0. The Huskies scored 21 points in the fourth quarter. Because at the end of 3, it was 20-3. Yep. And the Huskies scored 21 in the fourth. This is where I had the problem at. It was a play that was down the sideline, and it was incomplete. The DB put his seatbelt on. They called taunting. He wasn't nowhere near the play. They called taunting. I said, this is a terrible call. What happened? Set up a touchdown for the Washington Huskies. Malik Washington, 30 of 49, 219, touchdown to pick. DeJuan Williams, 12 carries, 26 yards. Dorian Fleming had 9 catches for 57 yards, all for Maryland. For the Washington Huskies, Damon Williams Jr., 28 of 41, 275, 2 touchdowns and a pick. Jonah Coleman had 18 carries, 57 yards and a touchdown. Denzel Boston, 6 catches, 71 yards and a touchdown. Midnight Rider.
I feel sorry for Damon Williams because his comp is becoming Kyler Murray, and I don't think you want your comp to be Kyler Murray. But I like the kid. He's not going to be. I don't think he's going to be in my top 5 this year, but he's a good quarterback. Maryland. I'm gonna say what my boy would say. I coached with a guy, and he used to tell our kids all the time, "You don't like prosperity." And when I watched Maryland was prosperous early in this ball game, and as the ball game went along, they failed to execute in some major situations, and especially, I know that. And look, KG, I know what you're talking about. The play you're talking about. There was another play earlier where I'm surprised Locks didn't get kicked out of the ball game because I'm not a lip reader, but I saw some of the things he was saying to that ref, and I'm surprised he didn't get a penalty or anything for it. But there's a thing. I'll do this. I'm gonna take a step back because I told you in our pre-show, as a kid of a ref, I don't like blaming refs, but I will say this: Maryland's stint in the Big Ten, they've gotten some of the most egregious calls, and the fact that you have to review some of these calls doesn't make sense. Like I think it was a week ago or 2 weeks ago, they had the punt where the dude runs over the return man, and they're trying to give the ball to the other team. It's like, yo, we don't have fair catch interference, and it's been a bunch of these, and I don't know what it is. So I'll give you that. It feels like basically, you know what it is? I always say this. It feels like whenever I coach high school basketball and we played in Virginia. Virginia's for lovers, and Virginia's for making sure their high school team wins and they don't lose. So you take that how you want to take it. I can't get fined for saying that.
All right. Next up, Bama versus Vanderbilt, and it's kind of cool that we got Bama in this thing because Bama's number 10, Vanderbilt's number 16. For the Vanderbilt, Diego Pavia, isn't he one of your quarterbacks? Wasn't he on your list?
I think he's 4 on my list and 3 on Jack's list.
Okay. 21 to 36, 198, a touchdown and 2 INTs. Hopefully that does not drop him off the list this week. Cedric Alexander, 4 carries, 76 yards and a touchdown. Junior Sherrill, 6 receptions, 49 yards. For Alabama, Ty Simpson, 22 of 31, 342 touchdowns and an interception. Jamarian Miller, 22 carries, 136 and a touchdown. And Ryan Williams, 6 catches, 98 yards and a touchdown. Midnight Rider.
I love our show, man. I'm gonna say it this way, and this isn't me taking a Barry Horowitz moment to pat myself on the back, but something happened this week, and this is why I say I like our show. So if you saw us week 1 after the college games, I was high on. I said there's something about Ty Simpson I like, and the gentleman was like, I don't know. And he gave me the caveat of I haven't seen him, but I understand why you like him so much. I'm like, you'll see. And if you paid attention this Tuesday, KG, Ty Simpson was in the gentleman's top 5. I think he was 5, but he was in there. And I say that because that's why I like what we do, because we're not big on, like, it's not hot take, hyperbole. Sometimes you'll say, all right, you like this person, and then you take the moment to figure out why that person likes him. You know what I'm saying? Or you take the time to invest time in watching that person play. And I think for me, when he put him in his top 5, I sat back. I ain't gonna lie. I did do the Horowitz, but I didn't have my camera on, so y'all couldn't see it. But back to this ball game. I think this game shows you where Vanderbilt is and where Alabama should be. And I'm going to say it again. It shows you where Vanderbilt is, where Alabama should be. Vanderbilt should be a team that's plucky. It's going to make you fight. It's going to make you earn every blade of grass. They got a leader in Pavia that he's going to make this team competitive against whoever they play. So you can't take the day off when you go to Vanderbilt. Don't take the day off. And I wouldn't even say if you got Vanderbilt at home, I don't know if you want to put that guy's name in the rafters that week. You might want to wait a week. You may not want it to be homecoming that week because Vanderbilt's gonna give you a ball game. They're gonna stick around, and I think Vanderbilt had a fumble in the red zone, and I think Pavia had an interception, if I remember correctly. And I think that changed this ball game a little bit. And then with Alabama, just the layers of talent that they have. They have the one hiccup with Florida State. And I think the thing that's going to be scary about them is this Alabama team realizes that their talent and their talent level, they're going to be trouble. And when I say trouble, I mean trouble.
Shut down.
They're going to be trouble when it comes to start talking playoff football in December. They're going to be right there, man.
And coach said that game looked a little shaky starting out for Alabama.
Yeah, but I mean, every now and then, all it takes is some time for the cream to rise to the top. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes that Chevy don't get started right away.
Yeah,
You gotta let it warm up a little bit. As Chris Russell like to say, let the oil get to all the parts, and then you can let it go, baby.
and coach said with Texas losing, that leaves the door open for Bama.
Yo, with Texas losing, Texas just showed me that everybody that cried, why wasn't Manning playing over yours? There's a reason. There's a reason. And in part of the reason, I'm not even gonna lie to you. I know it's gonna sound like I'm taking some of the responsibility off of Manning, but some of it is their line. But the other part is they don't have a run game. You can't if you can't run the ball. I think yesterday Texas had 15 yards rushing. You can't win ball games like that. You gotta go to your running back room and look them all in the eyes and say, I can't win with you. Can't do it. Won't do it.
Can't do it. Won't do it. All right, Mike Singletary. Last up, Miami and Anthony. I wasn't ignoring you on purpose. I didn't want to spoil it. Miami beats Florida State 28-22. Carson Beck 20-27, 241, 4 touchdowns. Mark Fletcher Jr. 12 carries, 40 yards. Malachi Toney 7 catches, 107, 2 touchdowns. And got a question about him too. Thomas Castellanos for Florida State, 25 of 45, 272, 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. Also had 16 carries, 57 yards. Deuce Robinson, 6 catches, 87 yards. And Anthony asked the question, Big Guy Midnight, I'm not sure if you guys agree with this comparison, but when I look at the young receiver Malachi Toney from the Hurricanes, he reminds me of Victor Cruz or Roscoe Parrish.
I don't like that comparison. I gotta see his makeup before I give you a comparison. I don't like the Roscoe Parrish just because, and Tony, you got to forgive me for this because my last images of Parrish is the professional, not the Hurricane Parrish. If you give me a week or two to catch a couple more of their games or go back and watch replays, I'll see if I can find you a comparison. And just keep it on my mind, Tony. Just remind me, and I'll see what I can come up with for a comp for him. I actually thought he was going to say something different. I actually thought the comp was going to be like a Tyreek Hill type of guy. But he didn't say that, so I'm curious. That caught me off guard.
Okay. What did you think about this game? Now, this was a college football game of the week.
So let's do a couple of things. There's a couple of things I got to address because I love Castellanos the first week, but I feel like Castellanos is falling in love with the hero play. Like there's a thing that coaches say, take the profit. And I think for right now, he doesn't take the profit. He doesn't like the profit. And I don't know why you don't like the profit, but sometimes, and I think right now he's got too much, and he's got too much Caleb Williams in this game. Where he has to make the dynamic play. He can't make the play. He has to do the play where he runs around, jukes out 3 people, throws on a rope across the field. You know what I'm saying? 60 yards down the field or whatever. And I think he's actually complicating the Florida State offense and compromising their ability to be successful. Whereas when you look on the other side at Carson Beck, it's amazing what when you got 72 and Sonny looks like with a quarterback. When you're the quarterback and you got talent around you, and all you do is you put it in the belly of the back, and the back go gets his yards. When you drop back, your line blocks, and you can look across the field, and you got kids like Tony and these other guys flying down the sideline. It's happy day. I'm telling you, happy day, because Jesus walked. When Jesus walks, I ain't gonna go into all that. It's Sunday morning, and it's a Sunday rise. But I ain't gonna give you no sermon. We here for football talk. But no, when it's right, you get certain things, and this is Carson Beck. right now is the college version of Daniel Jones. Like, you didn't have the success a year ago that you're having now, but the reason you're having success now is because when you look around, you got options. You know what I'm saying? It's like you go to a party, a year ago, you know, girls they didn't look at you. They was like, oh, okay, hey, how you doing? Or they gave you the church hug. Now you go in the party, they like, oh, how you doing? You know what I'm saying? They rubbing your beard a little bit, playing in your head, asking you what you doing later. You know what I'm saying? Saying things that make you smile, asking you what numbers to dial. You know what I'm saying?
You gonna be here for a while? I call my crew, you call your crew, and we can rendezvous at the bar around 2.
But yeah, man, I think Carson Beck is in one of the best spots. I think he has no. I think he's in a place where he can't fail almost because the players around him are so good. And I'm not talking KG so good. I'm talking about good that this offense is going to click, and this becomes a team that you got to worry about come December.
All right. Well, let's do this.
Can you give me a break and then?
Yeah, that's exactly what I was getting ready to do. We get ready to take a break, come back, and we're gonna get into the nickel with our special guest picker. Who's
that's right. You got to do the reveal. I tell you, boy. All right, I got to see who this picker is because you've been hiding this one for a minute. So let's see what this is.
And then when we come back out of break, we got a question over on Instagram. What jersey you wearing? From Sports Den Washington. They want to know what jersey you wearing.
All right, cool.
So after the break, we'll talk about the jersey, and then we'll get to our picks for the nickel. Stay tuned. Cool. And just like that, we are back, getting ready to run into this nickel. The nickel, for those that are uninitiated, and this is your first time here, we pick 5 games, mostly 5 games. Sometimes it's 6 if it's really good, but we pick 5 games every Sunday to go through and give our picks for. We also do the lines, and our lines are brought to you by FanDuel. The official, unofficial partner of the Sideline Junkies and where we get all our lines from. So, Midnight Rider, before we get started on this thing, what jersey are you wearing today to show your fandom?
I tell people all the time, man. I had this moment in my life where I went in my closet one day. I saw an Iverson jersey, a Grant Hill jersey, and a Penny Hardaway jersey. And they were all throwbacks at the time I was looking at them. So I had them for 2 years, and then the teams changed colors and everything. So I made a promise to myself from that day forward. Any jersey I wear, it's going to have one man's name on the back, and that's mine. So this is a 10 jersey Conti. Now I did contemplate, because we lost last week, throwing the 32 on. But I can't. I got to show faith because I rocked the 10 all last season. So I'm going to let the 10 ride for a little bit. So yeah, it's a 10 Conti jersey. Maybe sooner or later I'll go into it and get put Ryder on the back or something like that, like M. Ryder on the back of a jersey. But right now it's the 10, and it's got the government Conti on the back.
Maddie, oh, you know what? I forgot all about this. Maddie was talking about did I miss talking about Penn State?
No,
and
we actually had 3. I apologize because I meant to bring that up in that college segment. You had the Penn State loss. Of course, you had Florida. We talked about Florida State. There was one more upset that we should be talking about. But while I think about it, Penn State goes into UCLA, and Nico, I believe I can fly. I believe I can touch the sky. He comes out and plays. He plays like a guy. In the words of Chris Collinsworth, here's a guy that should be better than what he is. And Nico played like the guy he was last year in Tennessee. And UCLA and young Jerry Neuheisel, who had his first game as a play caller, son of Rick Neuheisel, gets carried off the field as UCLA wins this ball game. I think it was 42-37. And I don't normally pick on. I know we joke about big game James, but I'm gonna go ahead and say it like this: Houston, we have a problem. I pulled up one of Todd McShay's reels, and he talked about the press conference after the game. And when I heard him talk about what James Franklin said post game, Penn State can't be successful with him. They can't win with him. They won't win with him. The lack of accountability and the inability for him to say this is on me. Instead, he made comments like, "Oh, our guys didn't. We had guys hurt. Our guys didn't emotionally recover from last week's loss." Yeah, dog. It's a no for me. It's a no for me, dog. I can't rock with him. I can't.
All right, Randy. The gentleman Jack checking in. Don't nobody care about your number 10 jersey, man. Everybody cares about the number 10.
Yeah, it's Jack Carr, man. I'm not gonna get into a back and forth with this guy.
What's crazy is I was gifted my first custom jersey by Dario for my birthday a couple of years ago. He got me a custom jersey, a custom Commanders jersey that I wear to open the season. Then I'll go from that to John Riggins, and then I might go to Sean Taylor. I rotate jerseys throughout the season for big games, especially Dallas week. Dallas week, I probably wear all 3 jerseys in the week. So, Maddie said, first top 10 to ever lose to an 0-4 worst team. They're gonna drop and drop hard.
They got to drop. Period. I mean, and it brings in the question of, everybody talked about Drew Aller. And I thought that maybe if they opened up the offense more, but Drew Allen's more, what's the word I'm looking for? He's been more pomp and circumstance than substance.
And over on Instagram, Sports Den Watch said, I understand I only buy jerseys after a player has solidified a legacy. And he said, I got a jersey the day the player's contract expired when I was a teen and never forgot that.
Yo, it's the same thing. Yeah, dog. I swear, man. I went in that closet. I looked. I had the Orlando Magic, the black with the pinstripes, with the Hardaway on the back. Because Penny was my guy. Because the second they said he looked like Magic, and when I saw him, and he gave me Magic vibes. His game, of course, was totally different, but I got Magic vibes from him. Oh man. It hurt my heart when he got hurt. Him and Grant Hill.
Yep.
Because Grant Hill was giving you the business. Like take this. It wasn't a he. It was a You know what I'm saying? It's different when you somebody. Because the he come from them because they slide.
Right.
Yeah. All right. I'm done with the noise and sounds effects.
We got to get that as a sound effect. I got to find that. Now a little news on our guest picker. This guest picker is a former running back, kick returner. At one point, son of a Hall of Fame street football legend, Hall of Famer in his own right. If it was ever a Hall of Fame for street football, this kid would have several jerseys hanging up. I gotta put it out there. He is the new underwriter at Helen Hunt Motors. Hardest man to catch. Does not say much.
This sounds like the Alabama kid.
I don't know what you're talking about, man.
Okay. I'm gonna keep letting you go, but this sounds like Alabama kid to me. That's the only guy that you can fly in first class.
Well, no, private helicopters and private limos,
Limousine riding.
But I had to get him. So joining us now is the kid from Alabama. For those that don't know, he coaches Alabama in the greatest fictitious sports league in the world, Craig, in the world. So he is our guest picker for the day. Welcome, Alabama kid.
What's going on, man?
What's up? Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you now. You good now?
What's going on?
Not much, man. When y'all making the move over to 26?
Soon for me.
Okay. All right, let's go, man. Let's get these picks going, man. You got an echo in his.
Yeah. We got to move around in here. You might have to move.
You may have to go to the back part of the joint so that way y'all don't bounce off each other.
Yeah, because he running stuff around here.
Yeah.
All right, first up, we got Broncos versus Eagles. Eagles 4.5-point favorites, 43.5 is the over under. Let's start with the guest picker. Let's let him go first, and then we'll go to the midnight ride, and I'll finish this up. So, Alabama kid, what you got?
I believe Broncos versus the Eagles. These Eagles are gonna fly very high against these horses. I feel like they're gonna put up a little fight, but probably nothing much. I give scores too.
You can give a score.
Probably go with scores. I'll say they win by 14 at least.
So you got the Eagles winning by 14?
Yeah, probably 14 if they could keep pace and all that. If they could, still do good, have Saquon and invested in the game, because I believe Saquon is a key, not the key, but one of the keys to their offense, and make sure their defense stays up and do the best they can.
All right. So Broncos, Eagles, you got Bo Nix, Jalen Hurts. It's almost unfair watching what the Broncos did last week because they played the Bengals, and it was like a certified. It's one of those games where everybody can get their numbers. So I don't know how much to believe in RJ Harvey right now in this iteration of the offense. I think J.K. Dobbins is the dog of this offense in terms of the Broncos. On the defensive side is Biatoni, and then when you have the secondary, a guy like Pat Surtain makes the world difficult. And I think it's going to be a close ball game. I think the Eagles pull this out in the end because I think that's what they own this year. They're not going to be the team that they're going to blow people out. I think they're in their phase right now where it's going to be close and they beat you because they operate better at the end of the game. We talk about winning time moments. So I picked the Eagles to win the ball game. The Broncos will cover the spread because it's only going to be a 3-point win. So if you're writing this down, give me Broncos at plus 4.5 because I think they cover that. That's how I will win my bet. And then I think this slightly goes over because I think it's a 27-24 ball game. 27-24 ball game.
I had to make sure you got that Carol math together.
Hey,
Coach
man.
Jackson.
Hey, hold on. I'm talking about when you go to the Harvard of high schools, there's certain things you ain't got to worry about. All right.
Coach Jackson, I'm working on getting you that invite now. I done already sent the message out to the commissioner and the whole league that you want in. We got that. We got you. We got you.
Just we just
and
gotta
Coach
get
Devon say texting you now.
Yeah. We just gotta get you the user part and you good to go. And then tell just what team you pick. I think if memory serves me correctly, Georgia, Alabama, and Notre Dame are off the boards, right?
Yes.
All right. Then there's Texas, Ohio
Ohio State,
State, Oregon,
Michigan.
Michigan, Penn State, Ohio State, and somebody else that's off the board.
I can't remember who it is that's off the board, but it's another because the SEC, it's an SEC team. Because the SEC got 4 teams.
Okay.
I think it is. So Maddie said the Eagles are playing damn good. They are, but they have internal turmoil. You have a war of words online from AJ Brown and Devontae Smith. It just got a war of words. They're not happy with how the offense is being ran, especially in the red zone, because they're not getting any targets.
That's receivers talking, so I don't worry about that.
Okay. I don't want dissension among my ranks. So that's just how I feel. But I think the Eagles win this one. No doubt. Eagles win, cover the 4.5. Give me the Eagles 20-12 and give me the under. It's gonna be a low scoring affair. It's gonna be over by the third quarter.
No
and the 12
diggity.
will be garbage time.
No diggity, no doubt.
I like the way you work your hips. No diggity. Yeah, bag it up. Next up, you got the Buccaneers versus Seahawks. Now, this is a special game. I'm glad this game was on the list today. This was a special game because these two teams came in. They came into the league in 1976 at the same time. And both of them have played in the AFC and the NFC. Remember, for those that are old enough, you remember the Seahawks used to be in the AFC West. But when we did realignment in 2002, they moved to the NFC West. But they're wearing the creamsicle Bucks uniforms and the old Seattle Seahawks uniforms. This is a game that is going to be aesthetically pleasing on TV.
This is the 50th year for those teams, too. It'll be the 50th season.
Yeah.
It's the 50th. It wouldn't be the 50th year, but it's the 50th season.
Yes, I think that's correct.
Because I'm 49, so yeah. And I'm a 76 baby, so yeah.
I think that is absolutely correct.
Good God.
And it's just, this is going to be aesthetically pleasing. So I throw this over to the kid from Alabama. What you got?
Seeing the Seahawks score for the last game against the Cardinals, and seeing Tampa Bay's last game, it's really hard because the Seahawks aren't what they used to be. They don't have the Legion of Boom that was way back, but they also don't have who is it? DK Metcalf. So I haven't really seen the game, but if I could throw it up, I would say it would be like a good game, a good defensive battle maybe. And let me see. I say Seattle wins it.
Okay.
Because maybe their defense might be a little better. They get I don't know. I was kind of happy to see all those field goals blocked and ran home. Hopefully, there's another one.
Okay.
Waiting for that. See if that happens again. Because we had I think 4 or 5 1 week.
2 weeks ago we had 4.
Yeah, it was that was madness.
Yeah, 2 weeks ago we had 4. Then last week the Bears had one that saved them or won them the ball game.
Yeah, it seems like special teams are getting better this year.
I mean, they made a focus. If you think about it, the new kickoff rules and the fact that a lot of these kickers now are kicking from further out, it puts an emphasis on the blocking of the field goal from the offensive side. making sure you block it up right, and you don't get the kick block.
Right.
So what's your call again?
Seahawks winning, but it's a
Okay.
close game.
Okay. Anything else?
I'm not like I said, I'm not really good with scores. I'll say by 1 or by like 3 or 6.
All right. So then that means he's gonna put them down for Bucks +3. Do they score over 44.5 points together?
No, I think it's gonna be a low scoring game.
So give him the under. This is definitely your kid because he don't like points. I swear to God, he don't like points.
I love points. You
I don't know. I haven't heard it yet. You
see
got
how
two unders.
25? Come on.
You got 2 unders. That's all I'm saying. Nah, I'm messing with you, Doug.
I just don't know how to call the points. I don't know the over and under.
Don't worry about it. That's why we here. That's why I jump in and I talk to you because we good, man. Don't worry about that part. KG, let's hit comments and then I'll go. I can't see what they are, but I see Maddie, Jack.
Jack said Turmo was still playing good football, KG. No, I mean, but you don't want that type of stuff can derail your plans. You know, when things start getting talked about outside the house like that, and it makes it to the media, it's not good. And JC says top picks from 17 draft in the Tampa Bay Seattle game.
Top picks.
And my God, the dead has arisen. Give me the Buccaneers with the over is what Xavier says. Oh shit! Didn't know you still existed, dude.
Man, I tell you, it's been a minute since I seen that handle in the comments.
Hey.
Maybe he was on a hiatus. Was he fined for something?
Nah, it's just been
no disciplinary actions.
Nah, been a minute since we even knew what this dude was.
Okay,
ain't heard from.
Hey man. All right, so let's get into it. Buccaneers, Seahawks. Baker Mayfield, Jack Carr. I'm sorry, the Gentleman Jack's favorite quarterback versus Seattle. You get a battle of Ohio State wide receivers here today. You get Emeka Ibuka, I think he might be leading the league in touchdowns. I know he's leading rookie receivers, but he might be leading the league in touchdown receptions. You got Jackson Smith and Jigba with the Seahawks. And then, of course, you got the Seahawks running game. They got Kenneth Walker, and then they have Zach Charbonnet. And I think with that dynamic run attack, this is gonna be a tough game for them because with Peter Villa. Why am I killing names today? Vita Villa in the middle. It's hard to run the Bucks. So I think the Bucks win this because their D-line nullifies the run game of the Seattle Seahawks. I know Bucky Irvin is out, but I still think the Bucks have enough to move the football with their passing game because Tyron Willen and a couple of the secondary guys haven't been themselves this year. So there's some opportunities and some options for you to score on this defense. And I think the Bucks will do that. I think this goes over. This isn't a big over. So I'll give me the Bucks to win outright. So that means I got Bucks +3.5. And then give me the over. Because I think the score of this ball game 27. No, I think I'm going to go 30-21.
All right, sounds good for me. I'm going to take the Buccaneers in this one, but I think it's going to be a shootout, a real shootout. I'm going to say 35-31, so give me the Buccaneers and the over. But I think both quarterbacks going to have a really, really, really good game. Hopefully Sam Darnold has an excellent game because he's starting for me today. So Sam Darnold's been balling the last couple of weeks, and I'm on a 3-game schneid, so I need to get off of that.
Oh, you want to shoot my pinky toe off, huh? Oh, wait a second. 35. You got 64. I mean, whoa. That's a whole lot of
66.
points for you, KG. You okay?
66, yeah.
You okay?
But I need points. I need things to go right for a
They
change
need to
with this
bring.
team.
You need us to bring some BC powder to your house or something? What's going on, man? You got 66 points in the board. You don't know me do this, man.
Nah, but I had to go somewhere. I had to go somewhere with it. I had to do something.
All right,
So,
let's go. Let's do it, baby. Let's do the
all
damn
right,
thing.
next up, you got the Jaguars versus the Chiefs. Chiefs are 3-point favorites. Over under is 46.5. I don't know why this is so low, but
I do.
Alabama kid, what you got?
I think the way the Chiefs are playing, where Patrick Mahomes doesn't have any weapons, and I think he's like the rushing leader for the team, isn't he?
Yes.
I just think it's going to be a lot of drop balls from the Chiefs. Pause. Um, Patrick Mahomes is going to be running, but I feel like somehow, some way, they might win this. But I have on fantasy the Jaguars defense, and I hope Travis Hunter does something because I have him also. So I'm hoping that the defense holds up and Trevor Lawrence actually does something against the Chiefs to win this somehow. Put the Chiefs down.
Hold up. Say that again. Who's your pick?
I think the Chiefs are going to win, but I hope the Jaguars win.
You think the Chiefs gonna win, but you hope the Jaguars win.
Yeah, I want the
You sound like you sound like you over there wishing on a star, man. What we doing? We gotta pick one or the other. Can't be half and half. I mean, I don't know what we're doing here.
I mean, you can be half and half.
No, this is a pick segment, so you got to say your pick. So you want the Chiefs to win or you want the Jags to win? Just tell me who you want to win.
The Chiefs to win.
All right, cool. There we go. All right, so score-wise, you think they're scoring two teams combining over 46 points?
I think so. Yeah, I feel like it. I feel like they would.
All right, so we got Chiefs -3 and the over for the Alabama kid. You got it, KG? All right, cool. Jaguars Chiefs. This actually, I got a little different perspective than you do. Because I feel like the Chiefs are starting to get people back, and that's the scary part. You got Hollywood Brown coming back, in a week under his belt. In a couple weeks, you get Rasheed Rice. You got Xavier Worthy. I think the Chiefs are starting to find their footing. And this is the scary part, is they're starting, they weathered the storm. They went through the shadow. I'm sorry, they walked through the shadows of death. You know what I'm saying? They are in a good place right now. They've weathered their storm. They've gone through their Job season since it's Sunday morning. We want to be on Sunday mornings. I'll give you a couple Bible references. So I think they're coming out of it. They're walking into their sunshine. So I think the Chiefs win this ball game because they are the better team. I think the Jags will have some success on the ground with ETN, even though I'm not a big ETN guy. But the way they've run the ball in this Liam Cohen offense, so I see this as a potential shootout. So KG, give me the line again because you got Coach Jackson says Worthy's back though, and I agree with that. Jaguars Chiefs 46.5. I got it going over the 46.5. I got the Chiefs winning. Book it. Almost thought about going true 2 for the money mode on this one, but I ain't gonna do that.
Well, I mean, you put something out there. You said the Chiefs have walked through the valley of the shadow of death, which means they should fear no evil. For thou art with me, for thy rod and thy staff that comfort me.
That's right. It's Sunday. It's the Sunday Rise. That's the only time you get these.
It is. And I say that because I don't think they're out of the valley of the shadow of death as yet in those proverbial terms, because you don't have a full consort of players right now. And it's like they're struggling to find their identity, if that makes sense. It's like the Chiefs are struggling to find their identity. So,
but it's week 5. You ain't got to be who you are. Like, you can right now at this point in time, you can still look at the man in the mirror, ask him to change his ways.
Oh man, asking him to change his ways. Well, I'm gonna take the Chiefs in this one, but it's gonna be close. This is not gonna be the Chiefs team that you expect. This is gonna be close. I'm talking. The Jaguars are gonna punch the gorilla in the mouth, and it's gonna be 16-14. And Patrick Mahomes gonna do Patrick Mahomes things, and Buckner is gonna hit a field goal to make it 17-16. So give me the Chiefs. They're not gonna cover, and give me the under. So
load them up. It's the KG shootout. Pew 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 pew.
And Xavier said, "Give me the Chiefs with the under." Hey, I ain't the only one. Maddie giving us an update. Minnesota TD up 21-17 with 25 seconds left. All right, we're going to do something a little different. Since the gentleman Jack's not here, he sent in a couple of videos.
Hold up. Don't we have Buffalo on them first?
Yeah, but he separated them.
Oh, okay, cool.
He separated everything. So
let's get his recap.
Let me make sure I got this right. Here we go.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Gentleman Jack here, Sideline Junkies Podcast Network. I'm also on In the Passenger Seat with the Gentleman Jack. I'm also on Tuesday Night Flight, Sunday Rise, Thursday Night Throwdown. I'm everywhere, baby. Talk to Midnight Ride about that. Let's get to our picks. First game I'm looking at from the nickel is the Kansas City-Jacksonville game. Kansas City 2-2, Jacksonville 3-1. But Trevor Lawrence ain't been playing great, man. He's got 5 TDs, 4 interceptions. Travis Etienne now, that boy's having a start to a season. He's looking like the best running back in the league right now after several years of injuries. But I don't know. Jacksonville's got Brian Thomas, Brenton Strange. They got some ball players over there, but I just don't think they capable to mess with Patrick Mahomes and Andy Reid with the Kansas City Chiefs. Chiefs running game has been terrible. I mean, Charles Barkley, terrible. Patrick Mahomes is the leading rusher. So, Pachenko, you need to get rolling, Slim. So, the Hollywood Brown, leading receiver, and Xavier Worthy is back in the mix now after being out for a couple games. But I don't think Jacksonville can hang with them. I got Kansas City in this game. Here we go, Tampa Bay and Seattle. This here is going to be a battle of the 3-1s, man. This here going to be a good one. Baker Mayfield, man. I don't know. He got some weapons missing. And actually, the tidbit I got on this is a matchup between two 1976 expansion teams. So this is their 50th anniversary. You got a matchup here of the first and third picks in the 2018 draft. So this matchup's going to be fun, man. Baker Mayfield, like I say, he's got people out. Mike Evans is out. So he needs Ibuka and Sterling Sharp to step up. I ain't heard of Sterling Sharp. Kate Otten. Defense, Vita Vea. Levante David. So Tampa Bay, can their defense win this game? I don't know, man. Sam Darnold, he's doing fine this year. Kenneth Walker, Smith and Jigba. I don't know. I'm going to take, I hate going against my man Baker Mayfield, but I'm going to take Seattle in this game. The last of my third here is the Philly-Denver game. Philly rolling. They're just operating like a finely tuned machine. Done been doing this for the past couple years, man. Jalen Hurts runs things. The defense is on point. Ken Denver with young quarterback Bo Nix and J.K. Dobbins in the backfield make something happen. I don't know, man. A spotlight with Denver is Jalen Hurts going to have to watch out for linebacker Nick Bonito. That boy got almost 5 sacks this year already, so, man, Philly going to roll, man. Philly going to roll. Sorry, Denver. So that's my final 3 picks of the nickel. Hope everybody has a good football Sunday, and I'm going to be traveling, but I'm going to check out the games on my phone. And, hell, let's see if the Commanders can get a win against the Chargers today. Peace out, y'all.
Jack Carr. Whenever you cut a promo, that's how you cut a promo. That's how you cut a promo. All right? Sorry, my bad.
Hey, ain't nothing wrong with that. Now,
I've been getting on this. Ooh, that's how you do it. I feel like a proud father right now. Like, I mean, I ain't even a proud father, but I'm proud that he listened to me. He mentioned all the shows. He got his all in. He got that Luther curl the curl right. All right, let's go. I'm sorry. Back to our schedule program.
Next up, we got Patriots versus Bills. Bills are undefeated. This is a AFC East rivalry game. This is an old AFL rivalry game. This dates back to at least 1960. Bills are 8.5-point favorites. Over under is 49.5. Kid from Alabama, take it over.
This game, I feel like the Bills are going to win this because the Patriots aren't who they used to be. You don't hear anything about the Patriots anymore. When you used to hear the Patriots, it was Tom Brady, Rob Gronkowski, Julius Edelman, all those. Now, I don't hear anything about the Patriots. It's like, the Patriots? Who? Never heard them. New generation probably doesn't even know who the Patriots was. They're just not as good as they used to be. I feel the Bills are going to win this. And I don't want to say it's a runaway, but it might be a runaway game.
All right,
And
so
I think
you believe that the Bills win by more than 8 points?
yes, more than 8.
All right, so we got you. Let's mark them down for the Bills and the -8.5. Now, will they get over 49 points combined?
Probably under that.
There you go, boy. I tell you, them KG jeans, boy. Them boys love the under, boy.
What if they go scoreless? Then that's 49-0.
I'm not knocking what you're saying. I'm just, you believe what you believe, baby. I'm gonna let you down the cross of your beliefs. So you got the under. There we go. Go ahead, KG, because I want to go last on this one.
Okay. I said it last week. I'm gonna reiterate it. Now, this Bills team is they're not. Oh, but they're gonna blow the doors off. And shout out to Keon Coleman being available in fantasy because I picked him up immediately. But Keon Coleman, Shakir, Josh Allen, what's his name? Tyler Croft, all those guys. They have a great offense, but then they have a defense that complements the offense. And I know I got my coaches here. Complementary football is what Buffalo plays. I love the way that they play. It reminds me of the early 90s. And now, if you start seeing Josh Allen come down the field and you see him do this here, and they start running that K-gun offense and hurry up, cancel Christmas because these boys get ready to go off. I would love to see Josh Allen, as athletic as he is, and James Cook being as good as he is. I would love them to see them run a no-huddle offense and keep teams off balance and just keep going. The Bills win this one. It's not even going to be funny. It's not even going to be a game. Josh Allen and the starters, James Cook, all those guys are going to be in street clothes by the fourth quarter. And give me Buffalo. They're going to win by more than 8, and it's going to be more than 49. Give it to me. 38. Nope. 48-12. Buffalo.
Whoa, wait. What's going on here? What's today? This ain't April 1st, right?
No, not April the 1st.
You got 2 overs, dog. What's going on here? 2 overs? Oh, okay. We gonna do that? Let's have fun. All right, let's have fun. Well, the Midnight Rider feels that the way this ball game is gonna be played out is the Bills are the more dominant team in this situation. And if, in the pregame or before we started doing the show, the Midnight Rider and Ben were talking, and the Midnight Rider just feels that this is a place where the Bills should dominate. I think James Cook is going to have his 2 touchdowns. I think you can pick between Knox and I think Keon Coleman gets a touchdown. I'm sorry. The Midnight Rider thinks that Knox and Keon Coleman will get a touchdown today. So for the Midnight Rider, his picks are the Bills 8.5 and the over. That's just how the Midnight Rider feels today.
Dawson Knox. That's who I couldn't remember. I said Tyler Croft. Dawson Knox. That's why the tight end I'm thinking of. Kind of reminds me of
They run the same though.
Yeah, kind of reminds me of Pete Metzelaars and God, what was my other tight end name? Because Buffalo had 2 tight ends in the early 90s too that was like that. It was Pete Metzelaars and another guy. I wish the Balls was here.
You said the one I remember. If you had said the other guy, I'd have given you Pete Metzelaars.
Yeah, and they were good at blocking and catching. So, Xavier said, "Give me the Bills with the game ending 17-14." You are
Good
crazy.
God. That's a. Well, I tell you, that under boy. Woo.
Gentleman Jack said, "Emma, stop bullying Alabama kid."
What is he talking about? I'm helping him along in the process.
Coach Jackson said Buffalo going to the bowl. Hey, let me tell you something. This is something that I feel. I feel this in my bones. And I felt this a couple of years ago, but I feel it really, really strongly right now. If Buffalo can make a Super Bowl, and this is the year, this is the window, and it's a pretty big window right now, because KC on the fritz. Baltimore can't get right. This is their time, and I guarantee you, if Buffalo goes to Super Bowl and wins, somebody's going to diminish this. Say, "Oh well, everybody wasn't healthy." I don't give a damn. You play the cards that are given to you. And I'm gonna say this: if Buffalo can get to the Super Bowl and win, the amount of jinx. I'm reading what Xavier comment. The amount of joy that is going to be on that fan base. Beautiful. And it doesn't work like that for Buffalo, Xavier. It doesn't work like that. It only works that for Washington. Only works like that for Washington. That's why you don't mention the P word and the S word while we're in the season. Not until we get there.
Oh, boy.
Kevin Gross said Denver win today. MR was talking to Ben. That's like when the gentleman Jack talks to JC. Speaking of, that's a great segue. And speaking of segue, we're going to toss it back over
to JC,
to the gentleman Jack, with his Buffalo, New England picks.
Hey now, it's me, it's your guy JC. I'm here to tell you what I see in this New England Patriots Buffalo Bills game. The Bills, man, you know their offense is explosive. They average over 33 points a game. That's quarterback Josh Allen's thing, you know. He's having a solid start to his year. He's got 7 touchdowns, 1 interception. They got one of the best run games. Yeah, they got the best running game in the league, 165 yards a game. And that's led by James Cook, who is leading the league with he's not leading the league, but he's got 5.3 yards per carry. And he's a touchdown machine. So You look at it, Buffalo's offense total is number 2 in the league. And that's for the help of wide receivers Coleman and Shakur, Dalton Kincaid at the tight end spot. That's just James Cook, Coleman, Shakur, Kincaid, Josh Allen. That's just a Pro Bowl offense right there. So they're going to be tough to beat because their defense is pretty sharp, too. They got the best pass defense in the league. They only give up 125 passing yards per game. And a lot of that is from pressure from Joey Bosa on the defensive side for the Bills. Oh, great pickup, man. He's already got 4 forced fumbles in the year on the season, and we're only 4 games in, so Buffalo's going to be tough. New England bringing in, young quarterback Drake May, 74% completion rate, which is pretty nice. 7 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. Drake May, though, has been sacked a lot. He's been sacked 13 times already this year. So that's tough on a young quarterback. And then at the running back spot, I like rookie Travion Henderson. I think he can break a big play at any time. So keep an eye on Travion Henderson. Stephon Diggs, Hunter Henry, they're going to hold it down and keep things strong. Linebackers on defense, Harold Landry, 3.5 sacks. Milton Williams, Christian Barmore, both of them put pressure up the middle. I look for Buffalo to stay undefeated and defeat the Patriots. So let's see what my boys say.
Hey man, Jack's on point with his comments today. All right, we at the 12:53 mark, so let's.
Yeah, because I want to get to what you're eating today. So I think if it's on me, I got the Bills in this one. Next up, we got the piece of resistance. Commanders versus Chargers. Commanders are 2.5 point dogs. 47.5 is the over under. Kid from Alabama, take it away.
With Jaden Daniels being back, but Terry McLaurin out, I feel like it's not going to hinder the Commanders from having a good game. I think it's going to be a good game. I feel like offensively, it's going to be, I guess I could say a shootout, just not a big one. They're using small calibers. It's just in the test range. It's not like the big boys. They're just little kids.
I like that. I like.
This is some little slight. The Chargers are a good team. I feel like they have a good quarterback. I can't remember if they still have the Bosa on defense, do they?
No. The one that the Chargers have is in Buffalo.
Okay. I still think they have a decent defense, but I just think that the Commanders will win this, coming off a loss. I do think it is going to be a close game, and if I'm getting this right, I think it's going to be. I'm gonna take the over, if that's right.
Yep, there you go. Commanders plus 2.5, and then you got the over.
Right.
There you go. So rumor has it that as they were taking this trip out to Los Angeles, they stopped in Minnesota so that Jalen Daniels could purify his knee in the Lake of Minnetonka, so he could get right and be right when we get here. But I'm gonna keep the rest of this short. That was I had to get a Prince reference in. I apologize. It was forced. I know, but give me Commanders to win outright, and let's go over 47.5. But if you're looking for somebody to get a touchdown on a third down goal line situation, look for Keenan Allen to get a TD for the Chargers. Go ahead, KG.
Quickly, the Chargers are so good.
Mm-hmm.
I gotta play with the bit. So, give me the Chargers in this one because that's just what the Chargers are going to do. They're not going to charge it today. The Chargers win by 3, 23-20. Xavier said the Bills bringing out a new uniform against the Patriots. I think they wearing the whiteout uniform. Let me throw it to Jack, and then we'll get to what you eating.
Hey, what's up, everybody? I'm still up here in Kentucky. Today is wedding day for my nephew Noah. Noah and Lauren will be getting hitched today, y'all. It's going to be a beautiful day. I can't wait. The wedding's not till 4:30. But I'm here to talk about that Washington Commanders LA Chargers game being played today at 4:25 SoFi Field. Chargers 3-1. Commanders evening it out at 2-2. It's time to go up. Commanders got quarterback Jaden Daniels back after a 2-week break with an injured leg, knee. But he's going to be out without a couple of his weapons, you know. Terry McLaurin's still out. Noah Brown's out. So it's like, can McCaffrey step up again like he did last week? McCaffrey, this is good snaps for him, you know. But Washington needs to establish the run game. Washington's number 2 in yards per carry in the league. And New York ran well against the Chargers last week. So we need Krosky, Merritt, Rodriguez, and McNichol to pound the ball from jump. If we can get that, because it's going to be tough to throw on this Chargers team. They are really a stingy defense against the pass. And on the defensive side for the Commanders, they need Armstrong and Kinlaw to bring the rush. Bring the pain, bring the rush. And if they can do that, then the linebackers can do their jobs. And like I said, Herbert's been sacked 12 times this year. Let's bust him up. And on the Chargers side of the ball, Justin Herbert's running the number 5 passing offense in the league. Consistent, strong as Keenan Allen. Hell of a wide receiver. Lad McConkey had a tough week last week. He was targeted 6 times and only came up with 1 reception for 11 yards. So my man's on a mission to get back on track. I know he is. That's the kind of competitor he is. And I followed him through his rookie year last year. Lad McConkey's going to be hungry today. The offensive line, like I mentioned, it's busted up. You got big boy Joe Alt. He's out. So Washington needs to take advantage of that. The Chargers are a penalty-riddled team. They had 14 penalties last week. That's a ton of penalties. So offensive coordinator Greg Roman's got to figure out how he's going to attack the weaker secondary of the Commanders with this top passing offense of the Chargers. And we'll see if that can happen. You got big-time players like Najee Harris and Khalil Mack who got put on the injured reserve in the past couple of weeks. Khalil Mack not being on your defense, that hurts. But you know what I'm going to do, man? I'm going to pick the Commanders, and I'm not being a homer. I know people are like, yeah. No, I'm not. I'm going to pick the Commanders because I think they're going to jump off and get that running game established. I look for maybe possibility Krosky Merritt getting his first 100-yard game. He needs 20 touches, though, is what I like to see. So I'm picking Washington to win this one. Maybe go to the 24/7 page. Let us know who you got. Peace.
Omaha.
Uh-oh.
Omaha.
There we go. Yeah, Gentleman Jack with his picks. Let's jump over to this real quick. What you eating before we get out of here? Quickly. Midnight Rider, what you eating today?
I got chicken tacos with I forgot what the sauce is that I'm adding. So it's chicken, onions, peppers, little tomatoes, and one of those. It's not a ceviche. I mean, it's cerveza. I forgot what the sauce is, but that's what I got going for today.
All right. Well, the Alabama kid and myself, you know, he's home for the holidays. You know, it's the off season for him, so he's home. But he'll be taking a helicopter out tomorrow to get back and, you know, get his team together in Alabama. But for me and the Alabama kid, I'm trying to keep my lovely wife occupied so I can get in the kitchen and make pork chops, fresh string beans, mashed potatoes, some of those pork chops, some gravy. Maybe if I can keep her occupied enough, I can make a cake or some brownies of some sort. And she ain't giving me that look, so I think I might. She hurt me, y'all. but I'm gonna try to get all that done. I think I'm gonna send her to the store, and if I can make this list and get her to get me some 3% milk, we'll be all right.
All right. Hey, if it works, man, just remember, y'all know the address. Y'all done dropped me off a couple times. You wanna just do a donation. You know, if you find it in your heart and your spirit, and the Lord moves you this fine Sunday morning. You know what I'm saying? We don't mind the kind that jingles. We prefer the fold, but if you got food, as long as it's warm and not cold, that's all I'm gonna say.
Bars. All right, ladies and gentlemen, the 1 o'clock games are getting ready to kick off officially. Thank you to the Alabama kid for joining us and being our guest picker this week. You did real good. Let's see how really good you did once these games are over. Everything's written down. Gentleman Jack on assignment, but still checked in with the videos. So that was great. Midnight Rider, as always, it's been a pleasure. It's time to go enjoy some Sunday football. We got WNBA coming up at 3 o'clock. We got a smorgasbord, all you can eat of sports today. So let's consume it and join the Sideline Junkies 24/7 page so we can talk about it. So
tomorrow, 4 p.m. drive time, 7 p.m.
Drive time tomorrow, 5 p.m.
Contenders at 7. And with that being said, we'll take you into the rest of the slate tomorrow.
Most definitely. So, for the Alabama kid, the Gentleman Jack, the Midnight Rider, the boss BJ who's on special assignment, I'm the big guy KG. Enjoy your smorgasbord, baby. We are out of here.